Happiness Wellness Talk, where together we will discover how to live well. Hi everyone! Today's episode we will continue on the 12 meridians, and seems like my face is pretty dark on this angle, so let me adjust it and I'll come back. Welcome to today's talk, and my face is black again. Let's see. Okay, so we're continuing our 12 meridian talk. Today I have a different diagram that I also made during my quarantine time, but not as detailed as previous one, but I think it meets the purpose for today's episode. And we can still see the yin yang, but today's we're gonna be talking about, we're talking about the urinary bladder and kidney, which is around the afternoon time. And before I get everything ready, so during the urinary bladder time, it's around the afternoon, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. In this timing, we recommend our patients to drink more water because urinary bladder is in charge of water. And also, if you do have to go to restroom, don't hold your urination. Definitely go to a restroom right away around afternoon 3 to 5 for urinary bladder. And the next meridian would be 5 to 7 for kidney. So in the kidney meridian, following from urinary bladder, also according to Western medicine, they are both in charge of water metabolism. Some people, they feel more tired during the afternoon time, and during this time we recommend that if you have any discomfort such as like low-grade fever, or if you feel more tired or you're feeling your limbs are more heavy, that would indicate that your body may have some water pathogen or some metabolism problem in water that are not balanced. So not just drinking more water, but also drinking at the right timing and go to a restroom when you feel like it is very important around this afternoon time. The next meridian would be the kidney. So during the kidney would be 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and some people feel like they feel even more tired by the time of 5 to 7, so that also correlates to how our working schedule usually ends around 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. That is black again. So kidney, like we mentioned in the past, I don't know if you guys can hear me with the helicopter. The information shared on this podcast does not replace any medical advice from your doctor. Our goal is to inspire and share our personal stories on health and wellness. Okay, continue. So, kidney, and when we talk in the past, left and right and the kidney also indicate the essence, which is the DNA, what you receive from your parents, like genetic, or also what you grow from. So after you grow up, how you live, how you eat, how you sleep, how you exercise, how you take care of yourself. So it's what you acquire and what you grow from. So when we talk about kidney, a lot more commonly we see people with deficiency, and in that case you will see people tend to be either they would be kidney yin or kidney yang. So yin and yang, there's two parts. Again, it's like the yin and yang diagram, the black and white, okay, the yin or the yang. And so how do we tonify the kidney? So when it comes to kidney, we talk about the black food will tonify the kidney, tonify the essence. So like sesame is a good food, and black bean are good foods, and anything like purple or black. So for example, blueberry, blackberry, or any nuts type of food will tonify the kidney. So above all are mostly some information according to the 12-hour time of kidney and urinary bladder. So now we're going to the season, and we'll go into a break and we'll come back. So red bean and black bean, they both tonify our blood and kidney. So it's gonna be my snack time.
The information shared on this podcast does not replace any medical advice from your doctor. Our goal is to inspire and share our personal stories on health and wellness.
Okay, continue. Before we talk about the season of kidney and urinary bladder, I want to talk about how, why is it so important to take care of our essence, take care of kidney and urinary bladder? Because when we have too much medication, when we eat too much even food, when we have too much sodium, too much calcium, too much potassium, anything, it's a balance of the electrolyte. So when you don't have your balance of everything, you do get this heavy metal or over toxic to your body, and we don't want that. So it's a pretty windy day, so it is important to take care of your body, giving enough water for body to rejuvenate the fluid, because solution for pollution is dilution. So you do need to drink enough water to make sure that you have enough water to metabolize in your body. So that would be one of the reasons why kidney meridian and urinary meridians are very important. So like I mentioned earlier about how kidney is the essence, kidney also are in charge of our reproductive system. So for female, it would be the ovary, uterus, and of course uterus has its own meridian according to the Chinese medicine meridian theory. However, kidney itself are in charge of the ovary for female and prostate for male for reproductive system. So when our system are deficient in kidney, of course it's harder for us to generate enough essence and enough nutrient to us to rebirth, to recreate our next generation, to born to have a baby. And one of the best way to take care of kidney is the kidney meridian starts from our bottom of our foot. So a lot of time I tell my patient in the winter time, if you want to take care of your body, not to walk barefoot or with flip-flop during the winter time on the cold, ice cold floor. So definitely on the carpet, or do wear socks, or do wear slippers when even if you're indoor, so that your bottom of your foot is not directly contacting to the cold surface, and that will reduce the coldness going into our body. So when the coldness go into our meridian, go into the body, it will contract inside our body, and coldness is one of the pathogens that will actually make our body it will create blockage inside our body and create pain and also other complications. So we'll come back from the break and we'll continue to a little bit more into the season, and that was some of our conversation today. Okay, my battery has charged, and continue our I think second or third half of our conversation. I want to talk about how season affect, and right now it's in August while I'm filming this episode, and by the time you see it, it's probably already we call it 立秋and 处暑. So in summertime around August, mid-August, and also going into September, it's the lunar year around August time or July. So if it's the lunar year July, it's still like late summer, and then going into the lunar year August, which often time it's around September or October for the regular calendar. And that would be when we have the Moonlight Festival. That's a setting time for the autumn, the fall time to kick in. So we did mention in the past that during summertime we want to take care of our heart, take care of our shen. 心主神, 心 is the heart, 主 is manage, 神 is your we would say the spirit, the how you present, are you conscious? So during the summertime, to be very calm and not to sweat too much, drink enough water while take care of your heart, and going to the late summer and going into fall are the 5-element metal. So in summertime, it's the fire and then the heart. Going into the fall time would be the metal, and correspond to dryness. So when you deplete your heart, when you deplete your engine, you sweat too much, you dry out the water from your body. And then in that case, going into the fall and autumn, you don't have enough water. A lot of people start feeling the dryness, and especially in the autumn time or the late summer, you start seeing the temperature change day and night drastically, and also like these wind causing this dryness into your lung. And 5-element, when it comes to metal, is still related to the lung. So during the late summer and also the autumn, the fall time, we still want you to take care of our lung properly. So avoid the wind pathogen going into your nasal, going into your mouth, going into your throat. And it's the good and bad news that we are wearing masks during this time of quarantine or the pandemic. So having the mask to cover this area when there's a wind coming in will protect your throat and your nose, breathing in these cold wind and reducing the coldness going into your respiratory system. That's one way to take care of yourself in the late summer and going to the fall. The next one would be drinking enough water, having some water rejuvenating food. Also, grapes are really good for water tonification. And also, like we mentioned, that in the summertime or late summer, continue to consume some fruit that has enough of water, like honeydew, or also the melons or the bitter melons, or cucumbers. All these, also strawberries, they all have, and also the kiwi. So all contain enough like ample amount of water for you to rejuvenate your fluid. And in that case, when it comes to fall, you have enough water inside your body, you're not encountering this dryness problem, and it reduces that any allergy, eczema, asthma problems, and that would really enhance your quality of life and reduce any other different health problem going into the winter. I know I only touched down briefly on all these. Last part, we want to go into your emotion. So like we mentioned, we have an airplane again. We'll go into break and I'll come back again for the emotion, and then we'll say goodbye to everyone. So let me continue. So in summertime, you want to avoid angry, because angry in Chinese is 生气, create the qi, create the energy flow, create the qi flow, create the qi. If you create the qi, what happens is it needs our engine, our heart, to create that qi. And in summertime, you want to take care of your heart, so you don't want to overwork your engine. You don't want to deplete your heart. So in the summertime, you definitely want to take care of your heart, not to have the problem with emotion of angry and not the emotion of sadness, because during the sadness you will tear, and the tear is the fluid of the heart. So you don't want to sweat too much, you don't want to cry too much in the summertime, because you want to preserve all the fluid going into the autumn fall time. So that's one thing about emotion on the late summer and going into the autumn fall. Again, because of the weather is more a little bit more cooling down, and the yin and yang, so the yin and yang, the daylight and the nighttime has switched from longer daytime to a shorter daytime, and then the nighttime will be a little bit longer going into the late summer and going into the fall and winter. So during this time, like we mentioned before, so in the fall time for the agriculture people, they people who do the farming, that's the timing when they gather all the fruits and plants, everything that was grown in the autumn fall time. So same thing to our body. During the autumn time, we want to start holding, like, to gather everything that we have preserved in and grow from the summer and springtime. So in the fall, we want to have everything that we have, and also not to like dry out. So again, in our emotion wise, try to avoid thinking too much and being too depressed, because when we're thinking too much and depressing too much, it again go back to the summertime and the springtime. It will affect what is the digestive system working. So earlier in the day is the spleen and stomach meridian. When we are thinking too much, it harms our spleen and it harms our thinking process, reduce our productivity, and that in that case we are not absorbing enough nutrient going inside our body, and then we cannot preserve. We don't have enough energy to preserve what we grow and what we gain from the summertime and growing from the springtime. So definitely during this time, not to be depressed and still not thinking too much, and try to open your heart, which means open up your emotion, being happy, look at the color yellow, and during the fall time, that which makes our emotion become more cheerful. And I believe that's most that I will cover today. Until next time, we'll talk about other meridian. Have a good weekend. Bye. Just FYI, I do have my mask on just in case if people walk by, but I'm not wearing because I'm outdoor. So stay protected during this quarantine time if you're outside around people, okay?